No. No. What are you doing, Danielle? The scream sliced through the quiet morning like a blade through silk. It was sharp. It was sudden. And it came from Mama Grace. Her wrapper was half-tied, her heart thundering in her chest as she froze by the kitchen door of her son's mansion in Asokoro, Abuja. The golden morning light poured through the glass walls, bouncing off the marble counters. Everything gleamed, the silver pots, the spotless floor, the white orchids by the window. Everything was beautiful. Everything except the horror she had just seen. Danielle, her daughter-in-law, was standing over a steaming plate of jollof rice and grilled chicken, a bottle of clear liquid trembling in her manicured hand. And Mama Grace had watched her pour it slowly, carefully, into the food meant for her son, Jordan Okafor. The liquid mixed with the red oil in the rice, disappearing like sin sinking into silence. Danielle, what is this? Mama Grace's voice shook as she stormed forward, eyes wide, wrapper dragging across the tiles. Her breath caught. Her knees trembled. She could barely speak. The smell of spice and betrayal hung in the air. Danielle froze, caught, cornered, terrified. The bottle slipped from her hand and rolled across the counter, hitting the metal spoon with a loud clang. For a second, silence. Just the hum of the refrigerator, the whisper of the ceiling fan, the sound of two women breathing unevenly. Then Danielle's voice, small, broken, desperate. Mama, please, please don't shout. It's not what you think. But Mama Grace was not listening. She was seeing her son's face flash before her eyes, his laughter, his first steps, his wedding day, and then she saw his body lying lifeless on the marble floor. She clutched her chest. Oh God, my son, my only son. Hello family. Before we go further, please take a moment to subscribe. Your support is what keeps these stories alive, stories of love, betrayal, and redemption. And tell us, where are you watching from today? Let's continue. Danielle's hands trembled as she grabbed a napkin, trying to cover the plate. Mama, I swear, I didn't mean to hurt him. Hurt him? You poured poison into his food. It's not poison. It's just something to make him sick for a few days. The words slammed into Mama Grace like thunder. To make him sick? You wanted to make my son sick. Why? Why, Danielle? What did he do to deserve this? Danielle burst into tears. You wouldn't understand, Mama. You wouldn't. You've always been his favorite, his saint. Every time we argue, he runs to you. Every time I cry, you call me dramatic. I just wanted him to see that you're not perfect either. Mama Grace staggered backward. The world tilted. So that was it. Not hatred, not revenge, but jealousy. Still, jealousy that could have killed. Her eyes filled with tears. Danielle, listen to yourself. You wanted to destroy your husband's faith in his own mother. That's the kind of sickness no medicine can cure. Danielle fell to her knees, weeping. I didn't mean to. I just wanted him to love me the way he loves you. The kitchen door suddenly swung open. Footsteps. Slow. Steady. Heavy. Jordan Okafor, billionaire tech mogul, her only child, the pride of her life, stood in the doorway. He was wearing a navy blue kaftan, the one with gold-plated cufflinks Mama Grace had sent from Enugu. His eyes, sharp and intelligent, flickered between his mother and his wife. What's going on here? He asked, voice calm but dangerous. Neither woman answered. He looked down at the table. The plate of jollof rice still sat there, untouched. The bottle of clear liquid glistened beside it, catching the sunlight like a cruel secret. Jordan's brow furrowed. Mama, Danielle, someone talk to me. Danielle's lips parted, trembling. Jordan, please, I can explain. Explain what? His voice rose, echoing through the kitchen. Why my mother is screaming. Why you're crying. What's this? He held up the small bottle between two fingers. What's inside? Danielle broke. She fell apart right there on the tiles, her sobs filling the room. I didn't want to hurt you, Jordan. I swear. I just wanted her gone. Mama Grace gasped. You see, my son? She was trying to frame me, to make you believe I poisoned your food. Jordan's face turned to stone. For a moment, no one breathed. Then he whispered, barely audible, Danielle, tell me she's lying. But Danielle couldn't. She covered her face and cried harder. Jordan dropped the bottle. It hit the floor and rolled away, just like the trust he once had. He took a step back, then another, his chest rising and falling. This can't be real, he muttered. Not in my house. Not from my wife. Mama Grace tried to reach for him. My son. He pulled away. He looked at his mother, then at his wife, and for the first time in his life, Jordan Okafor didn't know whom to believe. Get out! The words exploded from Jordan's lips like thunder breaking through a calm sky. His voice echoed through the marble halls of the mansion, bouncing off the glass staircase, shattering the silence that had once been peace. His chest heaved, eyes blazing. His mother stood frozen by the kitchen counter, tears slipping down her cheeks. And on the cold, shiny floor, Danielle knelt, still crying, still begging. Jordan, please. Please. I didn't mean to. His voice cracked, disbelief thick in his tone. You poured poison into my food, Danielle. You lied to me, to my mother. He stopped. His hand went to his hair, dragging through it roughly. He looked like a man trying to wake up from a nightmare that refused to end. The air between them was thick with betrayal, thick with shame. Outside, the Abuja sun blazed bright, but inside that house, the day had turned cold. Danielle's mascara streaked her cheeks, her once perfect jewel hanging loose, her pride in tatters. She reached for Jordan's leg, clutching his trousers with trembling hands. Please don't throw me out. I was stupid, jealous, lost, but I love you, Jordan. I do. He stared down at her, expressionless. Love, he said quietly. You don't hurt the people you love. You protect them. Mama Grace turned her face away. She couldn't bear the sight of her son's pain, or the sound of Danielle's sobs. When she finally spoke, her voice was soft but firm. Jordan, let her go. Some lessons, only God can teach. Jordan nodded slowly. You heard her, Danielle. Leave. No. Please, at least let me explain to. There's nothing left to explain. He turned his back on her, and that hurt more than the shouting. Danielle's world shattered quietly. No thunder, no lightning, just the quiet sound of her heart breaking in her chest. She rose slowly, picking up her purse with shaking hands. The gold bangle on her wrist clinked against the marble, small, hollow, final. Mama Grace, she whispered through her tears, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But Mama Grace didn't answer. She just held her rosary, whispering a prayer. When Danielle finally stepped out of that mansion, the wind caught her jewel and flung it to the ground. She didn't stop to pick it up. She was too busy running, from her shame, from her pride, from herself. That night, she went to her cousin Cynthia's apartment in Wuse. The city buzzed outside, horns blaring, generators humming, but inside that tiny flat, it was deathly quiet. Cynthia, please, I need a place to stay. Cynthia frowned, setting down her cup of tea. What happened? Danielle hesitated, her lips trembling. I made a mistake. I tried to hurt Jordan. Cynthia's face changed instantly. Her hand dropped the teacup. Wait, what do you mean by hurt? Danielle, what did you do? Danielle's voice cracked. I poured something in his food. I just wanted him to get sick, not die. I just wanted Mama Grace to look guilty so he would love me more. Silence. Cynthia took a slow step backward, eyes wide with disgust. You tried to frame his mother? The same woman who treated you like a daughter. Please, Cynthia, don't say it like that. I have to say it like that. Cynthia's voice rose. You've lost your mind, Danielle. Get out. Get out of my house. Cynthia, please. Leave. And just like that, the door slammed in her face. Danielle stood there in the hallway, barefoot, her bag clutched to her chest. The sound of the city felt far away. She had nowhere to go, no one to call, no one to blame but herself. Days turned into weeks. The story spread fast through Abuja's elite circles. Did you hear about Jordan Okafor's wife? She tried to poison him. She's finished. Her bank accounts were frozen. Her designer handbags sold off. Her luxury cars taken back by the company that leased them. The same people who once called her Queen D now crossed the street to avoid her. And so, Danielle Okafor, once the elegant wife of a billionaire, found herself standing behind a counter in a small supermarket in Garki, wearing a faded apron and name tag that read Danny. Every time she handed change to a customer, she saw her reflection in the glass, tired eyes, trembling lips, a shadow of her old self. At night, she would kneel by her bed and whisper, God, please, forgive me. I don't know who I am anymore. Meanwhile, back in Asokoro, Jordan was trying to rebuild his life. His company, Okafor Innovations, had just opened a new branch in Lagos. He threw himself into work, early mornings, late nights, endless meetings, anything to drown out the echo of that moment in the kitchen. But sometimes, when the office was quiet and the city lights blinked outside his window, he would see her face again. Her tears, her trembling hands. And he'd ask himself the question that haunted him every night. Was it all a lie? Or was she just broken? That question followed him everywhere. Through airports, through boardrooms, through sleepless nights. But life had its own plans for him. And fate was about to send someone new into his world. Someone who would change everything he thought he knew about love, pain, and mercy. If you haven't subscribed yet, please join our family. Your support gives voice to stories that heal hearts and rebuild hope. Tell us in the comments, where are you watching from tonight? You still don't trust love, do you? The question came softly, too softly, from across Jordan's mahogany desk. The city of Abuja glowed outside the glass walls of his office, night lights twinkling like distant stars. But inside, it was quiet. Sierra Thompson sat opposite him, a steaming cup of coffee in her hands, her curly hair pulled back in a loose bun. She was new to Okafor Innovations, a Nigerian-American data scientist transferred from the New York branch. Sharp mind, gentle heart. She didn't treat Jordan like a billionaire, she treated him like a man. And that, more than anything, disarmed him. Jordan looked up from his laptop and gave a small, tired smile. Trust love? After what I've seen. That's like trusting fire not to burn you. Sierra didn't flinch. She just tilted her head, eyes steady. Fire burns, she said quietly. But it also gives light. He blinked, caught off guard. For the first time in months, he laughed, a real laugh, not the polite one he gave investors. And that sound, that laugh, echoed through the office like hope returning home. Over the next few months, Jordan and Sierra worked side by side. Late nights in the office became quiet dinners in the city. Conversations about algorithms turned into talks about childhood dreams and heartbreaks. And somewhere between PowerPoint slides and coffee breaks, friendship turned into something deeper. He admired her calm, her honesty, her refusal to flatter. She admired his focus and the pain he didn't try to hide. Soon, they were inseparable. When Mama Grace saw them together for the first time, she smiled, that slow, knowing smile only mothers have. She said softly. Maybe God had to empty your heart before he could fill it again. Jordan didn't answer, but he knew she was right. A year later, the mansion that had once felt haunted by betrayal now rang with laughter again. Jordan and Sierra married quietly. No big wedding, no headlines, just family and peace. The day she gave birth to twin girls, Juliet and Yanel, Mama Grace wept. Not from sadness, but from joy. The kind that heals old wounds and turns ashes into beauty. Everywhere you looked, peace lived again. The marble floors that once echoed with shouting now carried the sound of tiny feet and childish giggles. The dining table that once held poison now held baby bottles and blessings. But peace is a way of testing itself. Because one night, as Mama Grace rocked the twins to sleep, she felt something heavy on her heart, a whisper from the past. She thought of Danielle, the girl who once poured poison into her son's food. The girl who once called her Mama with a smile. The girl who lost everything. Mama Grace closed her eyes and remembered her late husband's words. Grace, bitterness poisons the soul. Mercy keeps the family alive. Those words wouldn't leave her. So one morning, before dawn, she packed her small overnight bag. A shawl, her rosary, a flask of Zobo, and she told no one where she was going. By noon, she stood in front of a small supermarket in Gaki, the kind of place that smelled of detergent, ground pepper, and tired dreams. She saw her, Danielle, behind the counter, wearing a faded apron. Her eyes were sunken, her spirit dim, her smile gone. For a moment, Mama Grace couldn't speak. She just watched the woman who had once nearly destroyed her family now struggling to survive. Then Danielle looked up. Their eyes met. Danielle froze. The loaf of bread in her hands fell to the counter. Mama, she whispered, voice cracking. Mama Grace, oh my God. Mama Grace walked closer, her steps slow but sure. The customers had stopped talking. Even the cash register seemed to fall silent. I did not come to curse you, my daughter, Mama Grace said softly. I came to show you mercy. Danielle's lips quivered. She took a shaky step back. Mercy? After what I did? After how I tried to destroy you? Yes. Mama Grace nodded. Because hatred would destroy me too. Danielle burst into tears, the kind that comes from the soul, not the eyes. She fell to her knees, crying into Mama Grace's wrapper. I don't deserve your forgiveness. I don't deserve your kindness. Mama Grace placed a trembling hand on her head. None of us do. That's why it's called mercy. You did what, Mama? Jordan's voice thundered through the mansion like a storm breaking the calm. The twins, asleep in the nursery, stirred faintly at the sound. The morning light pouring through the large glass windows painted golden lines across the floor, but there was nothing golden about his tone. Mama Grace stood by the door, clutching her shawl, calm but firm. She had just returned from Gaki, from that little supermarket where brokenness smelled of detergent and dust. And now her son, her only child, was looking at her as if she'd done the unthinkable. I said I went to see her, she replied softly. Danielle. Jordan's face tightened. The same woman who poisoned my food, who tried to ruin you. Who? Mama Grace raised her hand. And yet, my son, here you are, alive, whole, blessed. God did not let her plan succeed. Why should you let hatred do what poison could not? The room fell silent. The words hung in the air, heavy but holy. Jordan turned away, gripping the edge of the dining table. The same table where, a year ago, he almost ate death disguised as jollof rice. Now it was covered with baby toys and breakfast plates, signs of peace he had fought so hard to rebuild. He spoke without looking at her. Mama, why would you go there? Why even speak to her? She doesn't deserve it. Mama Grace's voice softened, almost a whisper. My husband used to say, Grace, bitterness poisons the soul. Mercy keeps the family alive. I didn't understand those words until now. Sierra came down the stairs, wearing a light blue boo-boo, her hair wrapped in a scarf. She looked between them, then gently placed her hand on Jordan's shoulder. Your mother is right, she said. Forgiveness doesn't mean we let her back in. It means we stop letting her live rent-free in our hearts. Jordan looked at her, eyes burning with disbelief. You're siding with her. I'm siding with peace, Sierra said quietly. You've rebuilt your empire, your family, your joy, but this anger, it's still chained around your heart. Let it go. He didn't answer. He just stared at the table. The silence stretched between them, thick as smoke. Later that night, when the twins were asleep, Jordan found his mother in the prayer room. The candles flickered. The air smelled of frankincense. Mama, he said softly, I can't forgive her. Not yet. Mama Grace turned to him, smiling sadly. Then help her. He frowned. Help her? Yes. Mercy is not a feeling, Jordan. It's an action. Her words settled into his heart like a stone dropped into water, rippling, unsettling, cleansing. He left the room without a word, but her voice followed him. When you show mercy, you free yourself first. 2 weeks later, a letter arrived at that little supermarket in Gaki. It was sealed in an ivory envelope with the Okafor Innovations logo stamped in gold. Danielle's hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a single line. Meet me at my Tama, 10 a.m., Jordan. Her knees weakened. She almost didn't go, but something, maybe guilt, maybe hope, pushed her to. The next morning, Danielle arrived at a construction site in Maitama Hills. The sun was high, the air smelled of fresh paint and new beginnings. Jordan was standing there in a crisp white shirt, sunglasses on, calm but unreadable. Beside him stood Sierra, holding a folder. Danielle swallowed hard. Jordan. He nodded once. Danielle. No hugs. No small talk. Just the truth between them, cold, raw, waiting. He handed her a document. Her eyes scanned the first page. Business registration certificate, Danamat Supermarket and Community Center. She blinked. I don't understand. It's yours, Jordan said simply. Fully stocked. Fully licensed. A clean start. My mother's idea, but my decision. Danielle's mouth opened, but no words came. Her eyes filled with tears. I don't deserve this. Sierra stepped closer, her voice gentle but steady. That's the point of mercy, Danielle. No one deserves it. Danielle dropped to her knees, her tears falling on the red dust. Thank you both. I'll never forget this. Jordan didn't smile. He just said, don't thank me. Just make it mean something. That night, as he sat on the balcony beside Sierra, watching the lights of Abuja stretch into the distance, Jordan finally exhaled the anger he'd carried for too long. He whispered, I didn't do it for her. I did it for me. Sierra smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. That's still mercy, she said. And mercy always returns home. He looked out at the skyline, peaceful, golden, alive, and for the first time in years, his heart was light. "Welcome, please. Come inside." The voice was soft, warm, familiar, Danielle's. But it sounded different now. No longer proud. No longer sharp. It carried something else, peace. The new Unannounced supermarket and community center had become the heartbeat of Maitama. Rows of bright shelves gleamed under soft lights. The scent of soap and ripe oranges filled the air. Children laughed as volunteers handed out food packs. And in the middle of it all stood Danielle, in a simple Ankara dress, a white apron tied neatly around her waist, her smile gentle but real. 5 years had passed. 5 years since the poison. 5 years since the tears. 5 years since the mercy that changed everything. Outside, a sleek white Lexus SUV pulled up. The doors opened, and out stepped Jordan, Sierra, and Mama Grace, followed by 2 lively 10-year-old girls, Juliet and Yanel. The twins ran ahead, laughing, their matching braids bouncing as they burst through the supermarket doors. "Mama Danny," they squealed, hugging Danielle's legs. She froze for a second, then knelt, hugging them back, tears filling her eyes. No one had called her Mama in years. Behind them, Mama Grace entered slowly, leaning on her cane, a serene smile on her lips. Her wrapper was deep purple, her scarf tied with quiet dignity. "Ah," she said, looking around, "so this is the house Mercy built." Danielle wiped her eyes. "Mama, I can never thank you enough." Mama Grace chuckled softly. "Don't thank me, my daughter. Thank the God who turns ashes into gardens." Jordan stepped forward. He looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time, he didn't see betrayal. He saw change. He saw grace. He saw what forgiveness could build. "You've done well," he said simply. "Very well." Danielle's lips trembled. "I don't deserve your kindness." Jordan nodded slowly. "You don't." Then he smiled. "But I give it anyway, not for you, but for me. Because kindness is who I choose to be." The crowd that had gathered fell silent. Even the hum of the air conditioner seemed to pause. Mama Grace's eyes filled with tears. She whispered the words she had carried in her heart since the day her husband died. "My husband was right. Mercy keeps a family alive." Later that evening, the sun dipped behind the Abuja hills, painting the sky in orange and pink. They sat outside the new community center, Jordan, Sierra, Danielle, and Mama Grace, while the twins chased each other across the courtyard. A group of widows sang softly nearby, their voices rising in gratitude. "Mercy found me, Grace restored me." Sierra turned to Jordan, smiling. "You see, what began in pain ended in purpose." He nodded. "Maybe that's how all true stories go." Mama Grace closed her eyes, her hands resting on her rosary. She could feel her late husband's presence, the peace of a promise fulfilled. As night settled, Danielle stood and looked around her, the shelves, the laughter, the life. Once, she had poured poison into a plate. Now, she poured hope into hearts. She smiled through her tears. She was not broken, she whispered to herself. She was free. 5 years later, the Okafor family's story became a legend across Nigeria. People whispered it in churches, discussed it on morning shows, shared it on social media. Did you hear about the billionaire's mother who forgave the woman who tried to poison her son? They built a supermarket for her, and now she feeds widows. Unannounced grew into a chain across the country, feeding thousands every month. Sierra's foundation sponsored young mothers. Jordan's tech company expanded across Africa. And Mama Grace, now in her 70s, became a living symbol of faith that forgives and love that rebuilds. Every December, the whole family gathered at the same table, the one where the story began. The marble table once meant for poison now held rice, laughter, and prayer. And as the twins led Grace before meals, Mama Grace would whisper with a smile, "Love always wins. Mercy always returns home."